had to make it look juicy for him.
Hi, this is Art from Ohio. And if you got soft skin and you don't like to hear the truth, you get offended or whatnot, and you can't, certain things irritate you, and you just think this channel is gonna be the ha ha he he channel, then you might as well go ahead and stop watching me and unsubscribe and just don't even follow me or whatnot, cause we're gonna talk about everything or whatnot. Ain't nothing off limits. So if you get irritated and mad and certain things bother you, this ain't the channel for you or whatnot. But we're gonna be talking about Donald Trump. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Exodus 20:16. Okay. Thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. So if you sitting here lying on a person and you don't got no facts or no truth behind allegations that you are making up behind them or whatnot, you just going off of what somebody else says and there ain't no evidence, or you know that somebody's lying on another person and you just agreeing with them because you want to hurt them, that's bearing false witness. And I just want to say you going to hell. You going to hell or whatnot. So you gonna have to figure that out real quick, soon and in a hurry or whatnot, because you can't be a believer of the Bible and then be turning around and bearing false witness or whatnot. So, and then you like, where is this coming from or whatnot? Because they talking about the January 6th thing or whatnot and what Trump said. And the only thing Trump said was, we gonna go peacefully. Peacefully, we gonna go to Washington, D.C. or whatnot, and we gonna march up there. What part of peacefully don't y'all understand or whatnot? And it's really an indictment against the school or whatnot, because if you got people that don't know what peacefully mean and they don't been to these public and private schools here in America and y'all don't have common sense to know what peaceful mean, then that means that your educational system is failing or whatnot. And thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbor. When you sitting there saying that somebody's racist or they're racist or whatnot, and you don't got no evidence against that, and you know that you don't have no evidence or whatnot, and it comes to find out that there ain't no evidence out there against that, and you don't come and apologize and or try to make it right with that person, and you keep trying to stick with the story that they're racist, then you bearing false witness. That's a sin. You going to hell. And this ain't nothing but a curse, because they got y'all just following behind people while they telling the lie and you agreeing with the lie. So all of y'all liars together, whether you said the lie or not, you just because you agreeing with them and rolling with it, you bearing false witness too.
He's heating up.
Now, everybody's done been seeing on the news all the stuff that's been going on with Trump or whatnot. Now, the whole time he was in office, 4 years he was in office, the left side ran with the narrative that dang near the whole time he was in there or whatnot, that we got information or whatnot, that we got a whistleblower saying that he colluded with Russia this, Russia that. Well, at the beginning, if you remember back all this time, that they didn't want to give the person's name up who they said was the whistleblower, who had this information about him having a call with Russia, that he was basically trying to either steal the election or he was colluding with Russia. So they didn't want to get a name up. So when it finally came out or whatnot, years later, while he was in office, that the phone call that he had with Russia, there wasn't nothing in that phone call that was a bad phone call. So the whole time he was in there, they was pushing this narrative. They had a whistleblower. They needed to impeach him, but they didn't want to release the person who was the whistleblower, and they didn't want to come out with the phone call or the transcript of whatever they were saying that Donald Trump did wrong. Okay, that's the first thing. Let alone that, if you notice now he's out of office, they still pushing this same narrative. Let's attack Donald Trump. Let's attack Donald Trump or whatnot. Okay, the first thing is that when he was in office, or whatnot. I'm run down some of these things that he did. Unemployment was at a record low, the lowest in history. He also gave tax breaks and deregulated so business can come in the black communities. First Step Act, thousands of people released from jail from nonviolent crimes. He has given more money than any other president to black colleges. He cracked down on illegal immigrants coming into America with the effect that would affect the black community the most. He created opportunity zones for disenfranchised black communities. Okay. Also, while he was in there, I'm gonna put these statistics up on there and whatnot. He had the highest percentage on to where he basically was stopping the child trafficking or trafficking of kids or whatnot. If you can look on the screen, it's on there or whatnot. So them was all the good things that he's done for America.
He's on fire!
So the picture that you're seeing right now is a pile of paper or whatnot, basically showing the pile of paperwork that you got to file to, for big government or whatnot. And it shows the difference between today and 1960. And what he's saying when he's doing this or whatnot, he's saying that when a lot of these people, contractors and stuff, like they want to go build skyscrapers, buildings, or maybe want to do some type of large type of plumbing or build a house or work or build a not railroad track, but like a bridge or something like that, that big government, they put up all these barriers or whatnot to where you got to go through all these barriers and pay all these people in the big government. Everybody gets a piece of the money or whatnot. And when you have to do all this paperwork, it takes 5 and 6 years for you to even be able to build a skyscraper and build a bridge or get the paperwork to build a house because of all these barriers that they put up in front of the people to be able to do the stuff that they need to get done, which means the big government, everybody's getting a piece of the pie. They just keep, like the person that's trying to build the house, the house only might cost $50,000 to build, but by the end of him getting passed through all this paperwork and all these barriers that they putting up, it's going to end up costing $100,000 because he's paying Tom, Jerry, Ron, April, all in the government just to be able to get to build these houses. So Donald Trump cut back on that or whatnot. And just like I said, he deregulated so business can come into black community. Key word, so they can come into the black community. And that's going on to what I'm about to say. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna probably come back to use that again or whatnot. So if you looking at the screen right now, you should see that the platinum plan President Trump's pillars. So you like, well, what's this got to do with anything or whatnot? Besides Trump trying to bring down the elite pedophiles or whatnot, which they call the swamp. What else? Trying to stop all the stuff that's going on with the border or whatnot. The difference between the Republican and the Democratic Party, the Republicans want you to be independent. Democrats want you to basically keep paying them to keep you in chains. Or whatnot. You like, what do you mean? Okay, a prime example, you having to pay them to keep you in chains or whatnot. To help you to better yourself, you got to pay them or whatnot. Is what I was saying about the buildings or whatnot. So they'd rather the bridge be falling down or whatnot, somebody get injured coming across a bridge, because instead of them letting somebody go ahead and work and build the bridge, they put up all them barriers or whatnot. So they putting you in danger just so you have to do paperwork and pay all these people just to get a permit to build or fix things or whatnot. So with this platinum plan or whatnot, if you reading it or whatnot, it says 3 million new jobs for black community. Now, with that, with the Democrats is having a problem with, and why they coming at him so hard, another reason why they coming at him so hard, besides the other reasons I just stated, is that he's trying to help black males. He said, and if you look below that, it says 500 new black-owned businesses or whatnot. And the Democrats don't want to help black males. You like, why they don't want to help black males or whatnot? Because, okay, if you a black male like me or whatnot, and you start a new business or whatnot, and you doing good, and you making all this money, and you a smart person, you going to end up wanting to move out of the city or whatnot. They don't want you to move out the city. You like, why they don't want you to move out the city? Because if you being successful as a black man or a white man, it don't matter whether you black or white, and you being successful or whatnot, and you move up out of the city, how else are they going to get any type of funding? You like, what do you mean by that? Okay, the first thing is with the child support courts. That's how the Democrats make their money, is through charging the fathers or whatnot ridiculous child support and making them fight to get custody of their kids, paying lawyers or whatnot. Okay, now what else does it affect? If you move out the community or whatnot, you take your resources, meaning your money, it's gonna affect the schools or whatnot. You like, well, how's it gonna affect the schools? Because if the black male end up leaving or whatnot out the cities, then the females is gonna end up leaving or whatnot. They gonna end up initially following behind the males or whatnot. It's gonna affect the schools. It's gonna affect businesses in that democratic city or whatnot, meaning males move out or whatnot, then you ain't gonna go eat at these restaurants. You're not gonna go to these stores or whatnot. That's the other ways it's gonna affect the black community. What else? It's gonna affect the houses being bought, the banks, because people ain't the black men and the white males ain't gonna be in this area, in that city or whatnot, to basically patronize and spend money in these places or whatnot. So that's how it's gonna affect it. So this is the reason why, another reason why you see them coming at Donald Trump like this or whatnot, is because he was basically trying to mess up the Democratic plantation or whatnot.
Well, I guess there are a lot of things we're gonna have to get used to around here. But I bet those are just the things we come to love the most. What was that for?
Mosquito. Honest.
You like the Democratic plantation or whatnot. Kamala Harris or whatnot, family members were slave owners. Joe Biden's family was slave owner. Most of the Democratic Party or whatnot, they family members were slave owners or whatnot. So they ain't doing nothing but running the same agenda that they've been running since when the blacks were enslaved or whatnot. And they putting and using these tactics to keep the blacks on the plantations or whatnot, telling the females that they trying to take your rights away or whatnot. And they basically playing the females on their emotions or whatnot. A lot of them already know what's going on or whatnot, but they don't care. They just like, well, if it's an empowering the females, then we're going to be against the males, when they don't see that it's destroying them and destroying the males at the same time or whatnot. If you just look at the Russia and the China thing or whatnot, a lot of this stuff has been started and caused because of liberal democratic politicians or whatnot, female politicians, using these type of tactics or whatnot, trying to get votes, and then it end up turning and backfiring because you causing problems with these other nations, i.e. Russia and China or whatnot. So
From long range!
And it's crazy if you think about it or whatnot. They say that the Republican Party is racist, but the Democratic Party has all the old plantation owners, descendants, as politicians right now. So it ain't confusing, but that's how you know they pushing a certain narrative or whatnot, and people only following behind that narrative because they have them stuck on that handout system or whatnot. Just like back in the day when the blacks was in slavery, when they abolished slavery, some blacks didn't want to leave the plantation because they were scared to be out on their own and be free. They didn't basically feel like they knew how to basically survive without being on the plantation. So the Democratic Party right now turns around and gives all these handouts, meaning welfare, government, big government funding or whatnot to the blacks, which in turn does the same thing as back in slavery, is keep them lazy. You keep giving them stuff for free to where they don't want to work and go out here and figure out how to get it independently on their own. All these things, if you look on this platinum plan, is going to affect the Democratic Party to where it would destroy the cities, because if the blacks in this platinum plan was to work, it would in turn take the blacks and these liberal whites out of these democratic cities or whatnot and bankrupt them to where the cities would fail over a year or two, because everybody would be fleeing the city because they would basically be able to be self-sufficient. Now, just like another thing, it says increase access to capital in the black community by almost 500 million. That's all money coming into black males. Safe urban neighborhoods with highest policing standards. That's going to affect the city or whatnot too, because the Democrats rely on blacks and liberal whites going to jail, keeping the prison industrial complex flourishing or whatnot. Commit to working on the Second Step Act. That's going to affect the access to better education and job training opportunities. Besides the education and being smart and knowing how to talk and read and write and math, it's going to give you job training opportunities, which will make you independent. Give black churches the ability to compete for federal resources to their community or whatnot, causing problems for the Democratic plantation. Bring better tailored health care to address historic disparities, more problems. Immigration policies that protect American jobs or whatnot. That's going to affect the Democratic Party or whatnot, because they trying to get all these foreigners to come into America or whatnot and trying to be friendly and nice to them, so they would vote for the Democratic Party, which they don't understand that you bringing all these people over here and you not vetting them and checking them or whatnot, that you letting people come over here that only had the intention to destroy America or whatnot. You don't know if it's terrorists coming over here, which we do. I know, because I don't seen the stories of it on being terrorists that don't been caught, that they don't have to ship back across the border or whatnot. But you bringing them type of people over here, you bringing only people that want to come over here to use America's money / resources to get the free handout or whatnot. And they only going to destroy the American community or whatnot, and which is going to hurt the black community because they shipping them to the black community or whatnot. Okay. And if you remember what I was just saying about Jess Hilarious or whatnot, this is why they crying right now, because they don't voted to let all these immigrants come in or whatnot, and it's going to affect her too, because it's going to affect the jobs. It's going to affect any type of funding or whatnot that would be coming into the black community, because they're going to end up giving it to foreigners or whatnot. Okay, so that's why they bickering and trying to fight right now, meaning Jess Hilarious and the other liberal Democrats, or what? That's why they all bickering and fighting each other right now. It's because they ain't been lied to. They knew what was going on, but for some odd reason, Eve / Adam and Eve, as always, is going to continue to get deceived or whatnot. They, for some odd reason, they can't see what's in front of them. They don't understand it when it's in front of them. They only just want money or whatnot, and they willing to sell their soul just to get money and power or whatnot. Okay. And just like I was saying with the immigrants and immigration or whatnot, a lot of them Mexicans or whatnot and them foreigners that's coming over the border or whatnot, they losing their kids. Their kids is drowning in the water, coming across that water or whatnot, the little water that separates Mexico from Texas or whatnot, and Mexico from Arizona and parts of California. It's like little parts of water that's between there that they have to cross to get over to America, and they losing a lot of their kids in that or whatnot. There's gonna be 18-wheelers, tractor trailers where they've been finding Mexicans in there or whatnot that's gonna die from heat exhaustion or whatnot. Let alone, you don't understand that when they paying these coyotes to bring them over here to America, most of them females or whatnot, kids too, are getting molested and raped. And so this is all the type of people that you are bringing into America. And when you bring them type of people into America, they have a different way of thinking. Just like the person in the ghettos in America has a different way of thinking from a person that's in suburban America. The ghetto Americans is more volatile. The suburban Americans is more laid back and cool. And you like, why is it like that? Because of course, if you live in a rough life in the ghettos, that's gonna make you agitated, where you have been fighting all your life physically and slash theoretically, that it's gonna make you more rough. Meaning you, just like I said, agitated. You gonna talk way more stronger. You use harsher words. When a person that's in the suburbs is living an easy life, just like I said, they more laid back, they more cool. They're not all agitated. So I'm using this as an example, is that you bringing these people across the border or whatnot, that's done being raped, had to walk through the desert. They're going to have a different mindset, and their kids is too. Because just like I said in my previous video, is that behavior is learned and taught. So them type of people, their parents or whatnot, is going to be raising a different demographic of people that are going to be in American society, that's going to be interacting with your American kids and my American kids or whatnot. And they're going to change how America, when they come over here, they're going to change how America looks or whatnot. You like, what you mean looks? That it ain't going to only just be whites and black. You're going to have people coming over here that they used to having chickens running in the street. They used to having taco stands on every corner or whatnot. They used to having cartel fights to where they having shootouts in the middle of the streets with large machine guns. The Mexican government, they used to having a lot of their politicians killed by cartel members or whatnot. Their cops, or a lot of their cops be getting assassinated by cartel members. So you bringing that type of energy or whatnot to America, just like the Afghanistans and the Muslims and the terrorists is coming from over there in them type of countries or whatnot. They used to beheading people or whatnot. They used to making car bombs. They using kamikaze people as human bombs, where they run up on you and blow themselves up. You bringing all these different demographic of people that have a different type of way of living coming over here, and they're bringing that over here to America with them, just like the Africans or whatnot that's coming over here from over there too. They used to walk around with pots on their head or whatnot. Used to walk around with no shoes on. All this type of stuff you bringing over here to America, to where you lowering America's standards or whatnot.
Rejected!
Now, I know you got ADD, but don't go nowhere. Just hold still, sit still, and continue to watch the video. You know, you learning something. So don't you leave just yet. Just hold your horses, sit still, and listen to some more of what I got to say. I'm going to try to run through this a little faster so I can get you some understanding and get so y'all can go on to the next video or go on about your day. We still on the same paper. It says, advance home ownership opportunity, enhance financial literacy in the Black community. So if he does that or whatnot, people ain't gonna be, they're gonna be more smart about when they going out here buying houses. They're not going to be renting apartments no more. So that's going to affect the Democratic city in the plantation or whatnot, how they had it running or whatnot. It's going to take money away from the Democratic Party. They don't want that. Onshoring manufacturing and advanced job development opportunity for the Black-owned businesses or whatnot. Offshoring mean that a lot of these tech companies and a lot of these jobs, like the pharmaceutical business, that's over there in China. A lot of them telemarketers is over there in East India or whatnot. That's why when you call them, they got them accents. So they offshored, I think in the Obama administration, all American jobs overseas or whatnot. He's trying to bring them back and give advanced job development opportunities. And all that means is job training and giving them better understanding to black-owned business. All this would in turn affect the Democratic Party and their breakdown of how their money's coming into. Because if you got all this production or whatnot to where the blacks ain't having to be out here and whites ain't have to be out here selling drugs or whatnot, and they ain't all stressed out, then people that's using drugs, they don't want to use drugs no more or whatnot, because they're not living a rough life. They able to think. They ain't having to struggle day by day and check by check with all this stress and stuff on their mind to where they taking these drugs to where they can't think. So when you bring this type of stuff and all this type of help to the community, it's going to keep people from doing drugs to where they end up not thinking correctly, to where they end up going and committing crime, to where they end up in jail, which is the Democratic plantation and how you keep the Democratic money in the funding or whatnot. Okay. Now, the second paper that you seeing up on there or whatnot is basically everything in a breakdown of everything that I was already saying about. But if you look at it and study it or whatnot, he's basically saying how a lot of this stuff he's basically giving you a blueprint of how this stuff is going to work. And just like I said, they don't want this type of stuff because it's going to take money away from the Democratic Party or whatnot. Everything that I just said. Now, we're going to talk about just something that I just noticed about the Democratic Party. They always trying to pass this stuff to help the LGBTQ stuff. Well, Senate Bill 145, if you looking up on the screen or whatnot, nuisance signs a bill to intend to end discrimination against LGBTQ people in sex crime convictions. Well, what this bill was supposed to be for is that, let's say if you 14 and I'm 20 and I give you oral or vaginal sex or whatnot, you can't be convicted of a crime. That ain't a conviction. So what I'm saying is they pushing all these weirdo agendas, and you would think to the person that's seeing this stuff with how the Democratic, because this ain't only in California or whatnot. If you notice in the school or whatnot, they pushing this type of stuff. They pushing all these weird agendas. Anybody with any type of mindset would think, why would a person vote for people like this if they try to push this propaganda on their kids in schools or whatnot? The kids, if a kid want to go into the school and say that they're a girl, they actually made it a law or a rule or something that the parents can't say nothing to the kid about that if they go tell the teacher that they want to be a girl or whatnot, and then the parents don't know nothing about it. Then when the parents find out that that's what their kid is going to school saying, if the parents say something to the school or to the kid, then the school can end up basically taking the kid away from the parent, and they end up going to like a foster care or whatnot. And what I'm saying is, if you see and know all this stuff is this the moral type of activity is going on with the Democratic Party, why would you vote for these type of people? And my thing is because they're possessed or whatnot. And what this bill is saying that if it's vaginal sex or something, that wouldn't be a crime. And if you over a certain age, meaning if the person is 14 and you 23, that wouldn't be a crime or whatnot. So you see this type of stuff and you keep seeing it with they're trying to push with this weird agenda or whatnot. You would think, why would you vote for these type of people? The second thing is, people are, if you done been to jail or whatnot, you shouldn't be messing with the Democratic Party or whatnot at all, because that goes against people that's been in jail's belief. You like, what do you mean it goes against what they believe? If a person is, any person that's done did any type of crime against a kid or a female, convicts in people in jail, they don't like that. They try to protect people, kids or whatnot. So if you a person that's don't ever been in jail and you can been convicted or ever done been in jail for like a drug or murder or stealing or any type of crime that got you any type of jail time, you know that I'm not lying or I'm not wrong about this. That if you a sex offender and you go to jail, they would take your food from you. They would beat you up if you don't committed a crime, a sex crime against the kid. So it shouldn't be nobody that's done been in jail that's a Democrat at all, because it's against people's belief that's done been to jail before or whatnot. And everything that the Democratic Party everything that the Democratic Party is supporting is basically preying on kids or preying on the weak, and convicts and people that's done been to jail. They don't like that. They don't like people that mess with old people, kids, and females. And that's everything that the Democratic Party is for.
Get that out of here!
Well, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to go to run that by y'all to say that black females, liberal females, and liberal white females, they've been tricking men or whatnot, white and black men or whatnot, because I don't know if it's because y'all just want to have sleep with these females, so y'all disagreeing with them, or y'all just that dang on dumb to where y'all don't understand that they basically trying to destroy the men with the stuff that they the bills that they passing or whatnot. The whole BLM stuff was really about them trying to remove the men up out of the house. That was what their statement was on their website or whatnot, is to remove men out the household. And that ain't gonna do nothing but cause dysfunction in the neighborhoods and in the household. So, I mean, I don't understand, like, why a man or whatnot, white or black, wouldn't see that and understand it and be like, I'm not messing with this party, this Democratic Party or whatnot. Okay. The second thing is that the females are trying to stay on the plantation, and that they see that Trump is trying to help the black community / the black man and the white man too. And that's going to pull you off the plantation. So the whole time, females, they can't say that they ain't got the slave set mindset, because they still trying to stay on the plantation. They scared to come off the plantation. Just because they scared to come off the plantation, they putting the males in the headlock and forcing y'all to stay on the plantation or whatnot. And trying to think if there's anything else I gotta say. All right, that's all I gotta say. Go and like the video, subscribe, and go to my description and follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and Truth Social. But this is Artie. Thank y'all for watching. Catch y'all later.